We welcome the legend that is Ann Widdecombe. Shoplifting in Britain has hit a record high across England and Wales, with nearly 1,200 offences recorded each and every day. Remember as well that the number of cases solved has fallen to a low of just 1 in 10. But how can we expect our police to catch criminals if this is the calibre of officer we employ to do so? I think I will at this point just emphasise that we've sped this clip up. It is not, in fact, a Benny Hill sketch. But, yeah, there's two, really quite tubby people. This goes on for ages, that's why we sped it up. It goes on for absolutely... They just kind of... You get hold of this guy, he gets away again in a second. They're knackered, they're out of breath, the sweat is pouring off them. I mean, good grief, honestly. It's just embarrassing. And even if criminals are apprehended, we don't really have anywhere to put them, do we? Inmates are already being released early. Britain's prisons are rapidly running out of space. And... are some of our police officers too fat to keep us safe, do you think, Anne? What would you do about it?
Well, it's not clear to me from that clip whether they are actually fat or whether they're wearing stab-proof vests, which make you look immensely fat. And take my word for it, because I had to wear one for a documentary, and I felt like the Michelin Man. So, I'm not going to comment on that. What I will comment on is the rather more serious point, which is that the prisons are full. There is a very small chance indeed of being prosecuted if you shoplift. There is an even smaller chance of being caught. And the delays and all the rest of it in the courts mean that there's no real deterrent there. So you've got to look at the whole system. And we need to tackle the police problem by, first of all, getting more focused policing, more police on the street, actually on the beat. Rather than in police centres doing bureaucracy and administration. We need to have the courts being able to move much faster and to impose real sentences. And then, of course, at the end of it, as you rightly said, there is prison. And it is not only the fact that they're full and nobody's building any more, for immediate use, that is, but they're purposeless. I mean, people go into prison and they don't do anything.
Look, Labour have said... There was a poll earlier, actually, by the way, Anne, that did show, remarkably, that GB News viewers are now more in favour of Labour, apparently, than they are the Tories. Labour have said we'll fund 13,000 more police officers. Maybe they have got it right.
Well, I mean, the Conservatives say 20,000 more, and the Reform Party actually says over the course of a parliament, not immediately, up to 40,000 more. Everybody's promising more police. Nothing unique about Labour in that. The question is not only the numbers of police, but what they actually do and where their focus is. Now, I do not want a policeman on my doorstep to check my thinking when there are burglaries going on, in the area. And that, the whole priority of policing, the teaching that's coming out of the police college and all of it, really needs refocusing and re-examination. You've got to do that. It's not just the numbers.
OK. Now, Anne, look, I've got to ask you a little question on this. I hear that you enjoy the BBC Proms. I don't know if I've heard correctly, but there we go. And they've announced a controversial headline act. It is, of course, Sam Smith, isn't it? All right. Oh, not a fan, Anne?
I've never even heard of Sam Smith until this moment, and having seen that, I don't think I want to. I have a very simple view on this. If you go to a pop concert, you don't expect Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata or whatever. And if you go to a classical concert, you expect classical music. You certainly don't expect that.
No. And you think maybe the BBC are trying to ram something down our throats there, Anne?
Oh, well, I think the BBC are doing what the BBC always do. They're trying to be relevant without realising that it just makes them look plain daft.
OK. I mean, yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you, and I strongly suspect that the vast majority of our viewers do. And although, Anne, I must say, we do long for the days that you're dressed much more appropriately, may I say, back on our screens dancing for take 2 of Strictly. I think that would be absolutely fantastic. But look, Anne, thank you very, very much.